My beautiful souls, welcome, come one, come all, to the Daily Read as we get ready to speak upon Friday, the 14th of January, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me, of course. And remember, this is a daily read, a general read for all 12 signs for the collective. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But we did receive an overall message per usual for the day, and that message is way too honest. Way too honest. So let's aim on down and pull some cards. Alrighty, we're going to begin by pulling an oracle card for each quarter of the day from the Spellcasting Oracle deck. Let's do some shuffling. I'm being told to mention that what I was doing with my hand, the sort of impatience of that motion, is purposeful to begin this reading. For my lovely collective for the 14th, wow, yeah, bit abrupt, that was uncomfortable. But this is for the 14th, once again, of January for Friday. Okay. I'm being told this is for the last quarter, and we'll pull the last one. All right. Very interesting. An underlying focus on good luck and financial health. And these definitely go together. But I'm hearing that's not all when it comes to luck being on your side. When it comes to what you want to move towards, when it comes to what you're wrapping yourself up with throughout this Friday, what you're producing, developing. There's good luck on your side, and there's something about being golden and just special in the way you do what you do. I think that came up in the daily read for Thursday as well, but there's at the very, very least a level of good luck on your side when it comes to your financial health and improving it moving forward. And this is a day where you're reminded of just that. All right. So let's begin the first quarter. We have psychic abilities. Psychic abilities to begin the day. It's going to be a very interesting one, to say the least. We're going to use the Mermaid Tarot to continue. To clarify, I just heard that your third eye will definitely be opened in certain ways throughout this first quarter, so expect just that. All right, let's see here. For psychic abilities for the first quarter, Ace of Swords. So your third eye opens to what needs to be put to rest, what needs to be completed so you can move towards the new, what's not working for you anymore. All right, certain habits potentially. Even what took place in the past and was put to rest and needs to be wrapped up again if you brought it back to your life. And that could be people, situations, habits, you name it, even what you spend your money on. But with the Three of Pentacles, you're being noticed for your psychic abilities in one way, shape, or form, even if that's just your intuition. Some of it's actual psychic abilities. I'm not saying intuition isn't. It's a smaller form. But if you would consider and maybe tell people you're psychic, per se, that's what I mean. You're being noticed and admired for that. A level of people being impressed, okay? Making an impression on other people as well, in a positive way. And we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom, and so although you might have a level of emotion that you're picking up on or just exuding at this point in the day, you do feel quite abundant, or at the very least you're pushed to focus on the abundance at this time. And you're reminded that once you put certain situations, connections, even ones that came back from the past, and again, habits, all of which that you know aren't going to work for you moving forward intuitively, and that you're being reminded by Spirit in the universe, the abundance is just going to trickle in even more so, all right? It's the beginning of the day where you're reminded your intuition, your psychic abilities, your ability to understand other people very well for a lot of you, or just understand what is and who's not going to work for you moving forward, is going to be very important to trust moving forward, as you feel a level of extreme honesty coming from Spirit at this point in the day. So it's a very sort of quick, sort of abrupt beginning to the day in that sense, where you're immediately pushed to see the truth, right? But it's pushing you to as well use your intuition, your discernment, your psychic abilities to be completely honest with those around you. And that could even be through your work if that pertains to you. We have the Nine of Cups. And by being completely honest, by trusting your intuition and even your psychic abilities as a whole, you're going to find that you gain a wish fulfillment moving forward in a lot of ways. Some of you, that even means being put in the spotlight more so, even if you already feel like you are to a certain extent. Feeling like you finish up this first quarter of the day, jumping for joy, and you won't expect that when you wake up because you feel like things are a bit abrupt or the energy in the air is a bit too much. That's how it's being put. All right, it feels like there is an underlying focus on a battle that happened recently. Feels quite extreme to label it that way, but some of you might have viewed it that way, or somebody else would have. Feels like you and one other person, or two other people around you. An argument, a disagreement. This came up in a recent daily read, and that's going to be an underlining focus as well. And how you and the other person, or just you at the very least, was very, very honest. Potentially too honest, but it was needed for a certain level of growth to take place. It feels like Spirit and the Universe is putting an end to that negative energy in the air because it doesn't feel like it fully dissipated since that conflict. Empowerment. To move on to the second quarter. You definitely begin or at least make your way through the second quarter and feel quite empowered in more than one way, putting an end to a lack of empowerment, putting an end to people getting the best of you, or you feeling like you can't stand up for yourself, even if that situation was one of the first times or a prominent time where you did stand up for yourself, feeling as if your guides, the universe, needs you to notice that your empowerment is moving in an upward direction moving forward because of your spiritual connection or just you knowing who you are or who you're becoming and not allowing people to walk all over you and allowing for yourself to put certain energy situations and even certain judgments and games to rest quicker than they even begin to start. Wow, that's intense. And they're saying it's going to be an intense day, so just buckle up. But it's an important day on a lot of levels. With the Ten of Pentacles, 10-10, completion. Look up the spiritual meaning. Or I'm saying, hearing just that. Potentially the angel number meaning, but I'm hearing the spiritual meaning. There's a point of the second quarter, I feel like more towards the end of the first half of the day, where there's a focus on your financial health, your completion. Again, this is when you're reminded that as you're becoming more empowered within oneself, as you grow and develop, and it feels like a big way, a lot of big ways, or even a lot of small ways, there's again a lot of good luck when it comes to your financial health, and you're about to move forward in a direction, in a protected way, towards this financial health, this happily ever after, and it just feels like you are about to feast on the financial success that you deserve, that you've worked towards, and that is even sort of guided towards you, and it's going to make you feel even more empowered just to get a taste of this or be reminded that that lies ahead. And another reason why you're being more empowered and putting these issues to rest or just cutting out certain energies and not allowing them to seep into your situation is to guarantee that this financial security and success for you actually takes place. I just heard let's move on. They meant for the reading to the second half of the spread, but as well, that was relevant for those messages. We have the Ace of Wands for travel. All right? There's a passionate fresh start that is going to lead you to a level of travel, and it takes a focus in the third quarter. For some of you, it's more so a passionate fresh start, a fiery climax, if you will, for you traveling, right? If it doesn't sort of stem from meeting somebody else or connecting with somebody else. But I feel like for a lot of you, okay, it's split. For some of you, this is going to be a sort of a union or a connection traveling together or potentially a group. The other half of you, it's a solo kind of travel. You're also traveling around a lot throughout this day, moving around, accomplishing things, thinking a lot about your psychic abilities, potentially putting them to use, and getting more sort of intuitive downloads. Thinking it's spirit, and then you're like, no, I realized that myself. It feels like you just are, third eye is opening at this point in the day to how much you're going to travel moving forward, even if you don't think so because of what's going on in the world or what's taking place in your life at this time, or certain financial, or due to certain financial limitations, I should say. We have the Tower as well. Putting an end to something allows you to move towards that person or those people, or to move towards that traveling. For some of you, it's as if they just kind of want to put an end to spirit meaning. They want to put an end to you moving around too much, feeling a bit antsy, a bit sort of overwhelmed from what's taken place throughout the day, or the energies in the air once again. It even feels like they're trying to put minimalize or put to rest the over anxious energy of somebody in your midst. They need to calm down. This completion will lead to you feeling quite happy as you wrap up this third quarter. Wow, what an intense reading. It just feels like you're going to move forward and charge towards your dreams and goals in a very happy but passionate way. And people aren't going to stop you, and Spirit's going to make sure of it. But again, it's just like, don't be surprised when this day ends and you're like, well, there was so much freaking honesty coming from potentially other people in my life. Spirit at the very, very least. But feeling as if you realize and remember why you were meant to be so honest in more than one situation or just one, and why that needs to take place in a healthy way, in a balanced way moving forward to protect and to balance. We have the Seven of Pentacles to finish up to clarify the light in your load card. Sorry if you can't see that. The dumbest way of holding it, but they're saying it's purposeful. There's a space they want to create, a divide they want to create temporarily in this fourth quarter between you and your work, you and whatever you've been sort of stressing over, working towards diligently. It just feels like you at times want to believe or just view it as the world being on your back, on your shoulders, if you look at that imagery, and it's not truly the case. And if it is, we're putting that world down, we're putting that weight down, we're lightening our load individually, I'm hearing as a collective, so we can take care of ourselves, you know, to end the day on a peaceful note. They understand that this was an intense day, that it was very, very stressful in certain ways, but it was eye-opening, it was purposeful, and it was a moving kind of day, especially in this third quarter, to move you in the right direction, to move you towards realizations, eye-opening discoveries, and remembering to transform your life, to keep you moving in the right direction, or just reroute you in one way, shape, or form. All right. I'm hearing don't forget to be too honest, or just honest in general. Speak your mind, your inner truth. But with the Three of Swords, you make your way to wrap up the day, and there's a level of heartbreak you either are picking up on around you. Someone's either depressed or just very emotional, if you're empathic, or you're just feeling like it was a draining day and you're feeling a bit sort of depleted in one way, shape, or form. As we pull one last and final card, you do feel like there's just a level of stress you're trying to cope with, or, you know, be done with. And that's why you're taking this time to lighten your load, so you can recognize the stresses in your life, or just feel this weight be lifted in a lot of ways. Sorry, we're pulling one more. With the Page of Cups, you're pushed to finish up this day and take a fresh financial start, okay, or a fresh emotional start in a lot of ways as you make your way into the weekend, all right? And once again, don't forget to be honest moving forward. You owe it to yourself at the end of the day. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As well, if you're looking to book a personal reading, the information is down below. Just shoot me an email. I got you. And I hope you have the most amazing Friday. I'll definitely see you next time. Bye.